Welcome to today's live tarot reading session. I'm the Urban Seer. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. For anyone who's watching the replay, I go live Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. Please do join us. Just bring your question and receive a free card, free one card reading. Hey to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're all well. As usual, so if you would like a free reading, please just post your number in the chat. Hold your question until you're called. If you would like a more in-depth question, I offer 3, 5 or 7 card readings. You'll just find the link in the pinned comment, and this also gives you a queue jump as well, so paid readings take priority. But how are you all doing this Wednesday? Thank you, Janavi, so much for the list. Appreciated. And Danny, you are number 1 on the list if you want to post your question, please. And today, for any of those interested, I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck. just start shuffling the cards, get the energy going whilst we're waiting for you. Awesome, thank you, Danny. Danny asks, is there a Taurus secretly spying on me through spiritual means that's interested me romantically? By spying, I mean online or having readings done on me. I'm not sure if that's something that I would really look at, Danny, with regards to this question, with that question. Do you know this Taurus? Is this Taurus someone who you've got a connection? If you want to tell me a bit more, I can look at their energy towards you. But I wouldn't look at, I mean, you can see if their intentions are good or bad, that kind of thing. But let me know if there is any, how you know this Taurus and what the connection is. And if you want to post your question as well here a second, just so we can keep things moving, just whilst we're waiting for Danny to give us some more details on that. But Anne, if you want to post your question, please. Okay, so Danny, that's probably not a reading that would, as the way that I read, that's wouldn't, I wouldn't look into that. So I look into people who, you know, you have a real connection with, rather than looking at if another reader obviously saw that Taurus, then that would be an energetic line that they've picked up on, or however they read. But please do, if you've got another question, go ahead and post that. So yeah, you can get a general message, absolutely, on what's coming towards you in love. Absolutely. And I'm right in thinking that you are single at the moment. Spirit, please bring a message through for Danny regarding love and what's coming next, or who. Oh, wow. So we've got a Major Arcana, Danny. And the Sun card, it's the happiest card in the deck. So something in this area of your life is coming towards you that will bring you a lot of joy and a lot of happiness. So if you've been feeling like you haven't been able, maybe you've had some pain in this area, or some kind of not being able to connect with someone, things have felt a struggle perhaps. And the Sun obviously just ushers in this very positive, very joyful, warm energy. So this is someone, a connection, a meeting with someone coming through where it's really going to lift your spirits, Danny. I'm also always drawn in this deck to how there's a child on this horse here, which is, you know, a lot of joy and happiness that we experience is very connected to our inner child. So it's being able to connect with someone where there's that element of play, where you can have fun together, and it lifts your spirit. So energetically, you may recognize this. It may be in your field already, someone who you feel like you connect with on that level, on a kind of fun, joyful, you know, inner child, where you can just connect and have a lot of fun. In essence, it's light-hearted, that kind of energy. And then that could move on to becoming more of a love connection, or this could be someone entirely new, but positive, good stuff. This card is straight to the point. Whenever you see Major Arcanas, they have quite a direct, simple message that something in this area of your love life, there is joy and there is happiness on that path. So it's a wonderful omen to see and to have there, Danny. So Anne asks, I've received 2 proposals. Wow, okay. And we'll be talking to both later today. Wow, okay. Intense. Could either of these lead to a meaningful connection with someone who aligns with me? Let's see, Anne. You're welcome, Danny. What will come of these meetings, Spirit, for Anne? This is you juggling that situation. Look, there's the 2 of them. 2 of Pentacles. I think it's, as I said, like it's like an intense day, yeah, for this to happen all in one day as well. And I think what you'll experience is, this feels positive in nature. I don't feel particularly like one person is gonna, from this meeting anyway, is gonna be a standout, if that makes sense. I feel like both of them will have positive qualities. What you'll need to focus on, Anne, is stay centered in this, stay grounded, because 2 of Pentacles is about juggling this energy. You're having to sort of juggle this situation. It can easily become overwhelming. And there's elements from both that need to be thought over. I know that we've seen the Knight of Cups obviously on their way to you, but Spirit at the moment isn't telling us that one is particularly, like I say, is a standout. I think because each one of them have come through as a pentacle, it's like each one of them has good qualities, each one of them has value, and almost this is what, so you might come away even feeling confused. Because there's potential, if we think of these separately as one pentacle, which is the Ace of Pentacles, which is about potential new beginnings, starting on a new journey. Pentacles is ruled by Earth, so it's like a grounded energy, which is good. That feels good that it's Pentacles, because it feels real, grounded, has the potential to move, to grow into long-term commitment and consistency. So this is you really having to, you're at the center of this situation. There's a lot to take in. So be mindful of that going into it, that you could feel overwhelmed, that you could feel confused, and it's all right to obviously just go in. This is an initial meeting, and to look at the potential and the values of both. I think, like I say, that they'll both come forward. The back of the deck, you can. Yeah, so just stay centered and stay grounded in your energy, in order to manage this situation, I guess, which feels like a hive of activity, and a lot going on, a lot to take in. So I hope that resonated. So next we have Christine Aldridge. My dear, please post your question, and Sheena. Yes, keep me updated, Anne. Keep us posted. So Christine Aldridge asks, is it time for me to work less in my business and let my staff work more without me? Interesting question. Let's see what the cards have to say, Kristen. What does Spirit advise you to do, Kristen? Interesting. So Four of Cups is... it's about... so let me know, Kristen, how this resonates, if it does resonate, okay? Because we've got someone here who is closed off in some ways. The Four of Cups, it can be about feeling can be about feeling closed off, even feeling rejected or down, disappointed in some ways. I just want to get to whose energy this is. The Four of Cups is someone who's focusing on what kind of hasn't gone right. So I'm wondering if there's a fear on your side, Christian, of maybe of if you sort of hand over the reins of not having some... I don't know if you trust your staff, or if you feel like if they've let you down in some way. But there is a fourth cup here, which is suggesting a different way of doing things, a different option. And this suggests that, I would say, that you taking a step back and seeing this feels like the option that you need to take. This is what Spirit is bringing through, this fourth cup. And there's something here about where you find yourself now that you're not happy with. So maybe you're not happy even about how much energy that you're having to put into the business. And this is causing some feelings maybe of resentment, or the situation just isn't how you want it to be. And this fourth cup, like I say, is about, it's a different way of doing things. It's a different perspective. It's a offering from Spirit that has come through, that is encouraging you to take this cup. This will be more fulfilling. So where does your intuition fall on that, Kristen? You know, if you think about if you're feeling kind of worn out and that your cup is empty as it is now, then this is a new way of doing things. Obviously, you can always, you know, at a later date, when you feel that your cup is filled and that you are more fulfilled, it may be something that you could step back into. You know, this doesn't have to be written in stone as well, that, you know, if you make this decision, then that's it. Kristen says, I have another option to do something else, and I want to let my business work without me because I've put in the years and now I want to go. Well, there we go. Then this is that option. You already know what that is. And I think this, like you say, you've put in the years. There's a kind of a fed up feeling, or yeah, like you've done your time. Yeah. This is the hard work and the effort and the energy that you've put in. So take this cup, Kristen. Go towards this other option that you have. You know what, which is fantastic, that you already know what that something else is. this will be a lot more fulfilling for you. I feel like Spirit would be say that yes, you are dead on in the fact that your Spirit's encouraging you to do this, and this will fill up your cup. This business, you've maybe given it what you need and you've taken it as far as you can, but it's no longer emotionally fulfilling or satisfying. So yeah, so that would be another question, Kristen. What I would say is, because what I would take from this message, because it's clearly saying, okay, Spirit is clearly saying to take this other option, to take this cup, and Spirit would never encourage you to do that if your business would suffer. Yeah. Obviously, there's only so much that we can take from one card if you wanted something more in depth. But I would say take from this, Spirit would always wants to look after us and keep us right, and wouldn't put us in a path that wouldn't serve us and have our back. Yeah, Spirit always has our back, and Spirit is encouraging you to take this fourth cup. So I hope that answers your question sufficiently. Like I say, this is one card readings. There is only so much that we can get from that. But I hope that resonated. I'm glad that made sense, Kristen. So Janavi, yeah, thank you. Up to Sheena now. So Sheena asks, so will PB call or visit anytime in the near future? Sheena, can you just remind me of the situation with PB, just so I've got context? What was the nature? Were you together? Hi, Ivo. You know, were you married? Were you in a long-term commitment? Was this a situationship? Now you're in no contact, I understand. Just Sheena, yeah, if you can tell me more about that, thank you. And Maya, you're next as well. If you want to please post your questions. Guys, just a reminder as well, please provide as much detail, as much context of the situation. I'm an energy reader, intuitive energy reader. So in order for me to connect with your energy and your person's energy or the situation, the more context and detail that I have fills out this picture and allows me to step in and connect with your energy. So what was the next? So Sheena, just tell me about the relationship. Were you together for some time? Was it brief? No contact or a call for a month. Okay. Let's see how they're feeling now about this connection. And I know you're asking if they will call you, which I don't do. I don't do yes no questions, so please be mindful of that as well. What I'll do is I'll do an energy read on how they feel towards you about the situation, and this gives us insight and guidance, okay? So if you're looking, will they contact me again? That's really a yes no question, which is not how I read. Exactly, Ivo. Bit of background info helps with a better read. It just gets you, you'll have a better reading. It will be more personalized. Let's have a look at PB's energy. Okay, Six of Wands. So, I mean, this is a card of victory and of success. I'm going to ask for clarification because this is how they're feeling towards you in this connection, which feels like they are coming, they will make their way back to you, Sheena, with this energy. Six of Wands in this situation feels like, you know, getting what you want, which is this contact. And they are on their way to you, really. If we see this horse that is traveling towards you. Wands is about, as well, it's ruled by the element of fire, so it's about being often an energy of, it's a magnetic kind of pull that I always think of with the wands. It's our heart's desires overriding the situation. It's the heart ruling the head. There being a physical attraction there and a magnetism. It's like being drawn back to this person. So this is how I'm seeing that they're feeling, which is very positive for you, Sheena. If you're wanting to hear from them, which I'm assuming that you are, then this is getting the outcome that you want. I just feel like I need, yeah, here we go. So more wands. This is, so if you've had difficulties, which you obviously have, if you've had arguments, the Nine of Wands has been in that energy where you are ready still to go back in for another round to try and resolve this. Have the Six of Wands, we have the Nine of Wands, both telling us that they still want to work this out. So I know you've had a month of silence, of no contact. Just forget about the time. Don't stress or feel anxious about that. Just stay in a positive mindset, okay? Because what I'm getting from them is that they are on their way back to you. The Nine of Wands, again, is about after struggles. Each kind of wand represents almost getting through something, yeah? Getting through a challenge together, getting through some a milestone. Each one represents kind of a milestone or something overcome, and you may feel a bit worn out, even a bit battle weary always comes to mind when I see this Nine of Wands. But it's also been up for the fight to continue and work this out and work this through. Okay, Sheena, so I hope that resonates. This is positive news for you. They want to figure this out. Hey guys, so just a clarification for anyone who would like a free reading, and if you're new here, please do just pop your like in the chat. If you can refer to the instructions in the pinned comment, but the instructions are just post your like number in the chat, hold your questions until you're called. If you would like a more in-depth reading, I offer 3, 5 or 7 card readings, which also includes a Q jump, and you can also book that in the linked comment. But if you would like one free card, then just pop your like in the chat, and you will like number in the chat, and you will be added to the list. Thank you. Thank you, Janavi. Awesome for your list. Appreciated. So, yeah, Maya and Tia Bia, who are next, please post your questions. Just going to have a quick drink whilst we're waiting for Maya and Tia Bia, please, my dears. Thanks, Janavi, so much for moderating. Always appreciated. So maybe they're not here. Maya, Tia Bia, last call. Okay, I will move on to Bahar then. Bahar, if you would please post your question. Or Tia Bia, awesome, thank you. GM, good morning, I think that means. So Tia asks, what are Jay the Leo's current intentions? I'm wondering if he'll reach out or if he's just decided to move on from our connection. Okay. Let's see what's going on for him now and his likely actions. So yes, they will reach out to you. Look how clear this message is to you, Bea. They're literally reaching out to you here. This hand that is reaching. Ace of Wands is about new communication coming through, new action as well, because wands are because they're the element of fire. The suit of wands is also about action, so it's about change. It has an energy in it and a new energy. So with it being an ace as well, so that new beginnings, new information, what I'm hearing though is new actions, grasping the nettle, reaching out, making contact. This is the leaves here that we see on the wand is the kind of the new start as well, that from that new communication, sort of new growth, this burst of light which I'm drawn to as well, so it's kind of like a burst of energy. So I think this is confirmation. This is very clear. This is connected. I feel like this clouds, it's because really in a way it's kind of a dream that it's a hope, it's a wish, yeah, that you want them to reach out, yeah. And this is them doing exactly that, reaching out. It's like those words that you used, and here he is taking that action. So I hope you can take comfort and take hope in that, Tia Bea. And this can give you some peace in try to trust and relax into this knowledge and hold that and take that energy, take this energy, the Ace of Wands, look at that, remember that if you feel anxious throughout the day, and take that forward with you, okay? So I hope that resonated. Alfonso, Happy New Year. Trying to get back to sleep. The old insomnia. So Bahar, who is next? Bahar asks, why can't I move on from my ex, Al Fraser? After 9 months, is he thinking about me yet? Is there any chance to be back together? Let's have a look at their energy, Bahar. You're welcome, Tia Bea. Yes, keep us updated. Okay, let's have a look at Ali Razor. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, sorry. So the question is, why can't you move on from your ex? There's 2 questions there really. Is he thinking about me? Oh, there's 3 questions. Is there any chance to get back together? So I think the most helpful, Bahar, because obviously this is just one card readings, okay, that we're doing here. So there's only so much that we can cover, okay? So what I'm going to look at, which I think will be the most useful, Bahar, is what are they thinking and feeling towards you now. So this gives us an inside check-in on them, insight guidance. So Spirit, please bring a message through. How are they feeling about Bahar and this commitment, please? This union and this separation that they're in. Two of Wands. Okay, so I mean, they are looking ahead to the future, and there is a 2 here. More wands about action, positivity. I mean, it has been, obviously 9 months is quite a long time. If you had no contact, Bahar, I want to know what are they looking ahead to? Are they looking ahead to this connection, Spirit? Yeah, so this is actually both hopeful energy, because Ace of Swords again is like always, swords as well as swords is about communication, and Ace is about a new beginnings, new information, and new communication coming through Bahar. So there's something, the 2 of Wands of their energy, they're looking ahead to the future, they're making plans. That's what the 2 of Wands is all about. It's about how they want things to look, how they want their future to look. And I think that they feel like they want to get some clarity with regards to your connection, okay? It's almost like they can't move forward until they get some clarity, that they need some closure. Maybe you need, it's like to see if this is truly over, or if there's still something left here that can be worked out and can be resolved. Can you see how they've got a phone in their hand as well, which talks about, which stands out to me, so about receiving a text, receiving a call from them as well. They're in quite a sort of, their walls are up to an extent. I feel like that they're in almost an energy of like assessment and kind of it's just some information that they want to know. It's almost like before they can truly move on as well. I know you felt like you struggled to move on, and I do feel like that from them. So even though you've been in no contact, there's still a part of them that hasn't, maybe they've tried to move on and it hasn't worked. They haven't fully been able to release your energy, and now they're really looking to the future. They're really making plans. That's what the 2 of Wands is all about. Like I've said, ambitions, expansion, kind of moving forward, moving on, and they're at that point now where they want to. And in order to see if they can move on, well, they want to move on, but if this is with you or this is without you, and they need to check back in with you and have some kind of conversation to see where the land lies between you. And that's where this Ace of Swords come in. So I would expect some further communication from them. They need some clarity. They need clarity, Bahar. It feels just as much as you. And that's what this Ace of Swords is all about, okay? It's about getting to the truth. It's about new communication. And it's about, new information, a fresh start, a fresh conversation. Maybe some difficult things will have to be said. But it's because they actually want to be either move forward with you or be free of this connection. And at the minute, it feels like neither of you are able to do that because you haven't had clarity. You haven't had full closure. So I hope that resonated. Hang up, keep us posted. Expect a text or a call, I would say. And this Ace of Swords is about, they want to get some clarity just as much as you, Bahar. I think it'll be helpful for you both. So I hope that resonated. Thank you, Janavi, for the updated list. And Janavi, who is next, asks, in case if I text Akshay, how will he react? I will never reach out to him until he does. But yeah, you just want to know how that scenario would play out. Absolutely. How would it be received? Oh. I'm going to have to take that. So they see you as someone, Janavi, who is independent and who has their own life going for them. Okay? And I feel like if there's a question, if you would feel like you would lose face over reaching out, or I feel like this is a reassuring energy if you ever felt intuitively compelled to reach out, to text, that it wouldn't be losing face, okay? And that they see you as this Nine of Pentacles energy, which is someone who is independent, who has their own life, who has their own thing going on. So you're not dependent on him, which may be that you've been left with because of what's gone on, and because you don't feel, obviously it's been such a difficult situation. I don't know if sometimes that you fall into negative thoughts about yourself and maybe how they view you, and I feel like this has come through. It jumped out of the deck in a reassuring way of that they still see you like this, they would still see you like this. Tell me more, Spirit. Other cards are really hopping about now. Tell me more, Spirit. Just give me one more about how they would feel about this, though. So we know that they see Janavi like this, which is great. How would they feel themselves about receiving contact from Janavi? Oh. Let's try that again. So how would they feel about receiving contact from Janavi? Ten of Cups, they would be happy. It would be received well, Janavi. So both these messages, I'm not saying that you should do this because you need to, I know that Janavi says, I don't doubt how he views me. So that's good. Just a bit about face value. But if I do, he won't take that step of working on himself. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. What's driving the force of why you're leaving it to him? So if basically this is a very clear message, though, if you were to reach out to him, that he would be very happy. Ten of Cups is about emotional fulfillment. There's a lot of joy, obviously, in this card. So it would be received with an open heart and with open arms, and there would be a lot of joy and happiness, really, from an emotional fulfillment from you doing this. Yeah, the cards were really jumping about. A lot of energy in the situation. So that answers your question clearly, Janavi. Yeah, that is how he sees you. So this is still very positive, even after everything that's gone on. It's good that you don't doubt that. Spirit has still come through, though, to confirm that. Exactly, that he might even assume that you're okay with that third party. Oh, right, I see what you mean. That, I suppose, is a separate question, but anyway, this is very clear answer. He would be happy to receive contact from you, Janavi. It would be received well. It would bring some emotional fulfillment. Yeah, absolutely. You don't want him to assume that you're okay with a third party situation. Absolutely. So I hope that answered your question, Janavi. It was a positive read. Okay. Thank you, Divyansha. So Divyansha, and then we've got Kelly Smith, my dear, if you want to post your question. You're welcome, Janavi. Divyansha asks, what is your supervisor's attitude, Rishab, towards me and my PhD work? Okay. Ooh. Oh, just have this card. Very positive card, Divyansha. So it is received well. They are happy with it. This is one of the most positive cards in the deck. Okay? This card is all about fulfillment, and with it being a 10, it's really kind of like an important milestone to reach when we see a 10, because we've been obviously right from the ace all the way through. We reached the 10, and this is a significant milestone. So this tells me that I think that they, you know, see that you're doing well. They feel that you're doing well and that you will reach this significant milestone. I'm assuming and guess is completing this PhD work. Yeah, that you're on. There really isn't anything you're on. You just need to keep doing, Divyansha, what you have been doing. So just keep showing up, keep doing what you're doing, keep being consistent. You are being received well. You are fulfilling. This is what I keep hearing, is that word fulfilling. So Divyansha, you are fulfilling what is expected of you in the work, in your attitude, and that they see you being able to reach this significant milestone. So they're on this journey with you and they back you. So great energy to see. You are fulfilling your part of this journey, yeah? Divyansha, you're putting in the work, you're showing up in a good way and fulfilling what is expected of you. Nice energy. Giovanni says, maybe cards were jumping crazy because spirit guides were like, what's happening in your crazy mind? Maybe they were lolling. Yeah. They had lots of messages. It was like there was too much. About 4 cards were jumping out. They had a lot to say on the issue. Hey, Kelly. Kelly asks, hello, please, energy around my son. We had a falling out some time ago. I'm sorry to hear that, Kelly. Unfortunately, he has been fed some misinformation through the years. Difficult situation, Kelly. Let's have a look. So let's have a look at the energy around this. Guidance, I think, around this, yeah? How to improve this situation. Spirit, please offer Kelly some guidance regarding this situation with her son. What can be done to make this better, to heal this? So 3 of Pentacles is about, this is the very hopeful card actually, Kelly. The 3 of Pentacles is about being able to work it out, work it through, and begin to work together. Three of Pentacles is ultimately, this is a nice message to come through, that even though how things might present themselves, that there's obviously, there's fallen out, there's discord, that with the Three of Pentacles is that you have, even though you can be very different people or have very different outlooks, it's about really, when it comes down to it, that you have the same goal in mind, which is about to have a relationship. So this tells me that your son still, in their heart of hearts, still wants to connect with you, still wants to work this out, even if they're caught up in, you know, if they've been received misinformation, which is very difficult. It happens more often than we talk about a lot, you know, about parents being isolated from their children, and through this misinformation. There's something here, message as well, about trusting your connection and trusting this feeling in your son still that wants to, that they want to work it out. Not insisting as well, so you can tell me as much as you feel comfortable with, obviously, Kelly, but this is about even accepting differences between each other as well, in order to get to that goal, in order to get to that place. It's like accepting the differences. This card sometimes comes up, you know, this is, you know, in, say, for work situation, this is obviously a lot less intense than what you're going through, Kelly, but in a work situation, when you're being put onto a project and you have very different ways of working and it causes lots of conflict, and this card brings a message through. It's about trying to find ways where you can meet in the middle, and trying to find ways that what can be let go of, Kelly. Is there stuff that can be left in the past, or there is some things that you'll need to accept about them, and there'll be things that they need to accept about you, that this is just who you are, and the differences. So I don't know if you have any contact at all, but this really is ultimately a card of hope, that if you're able to work together or move towards that working together and letting go of trying to be on the same page about everything, inherently you do have the same goal in mind, which is that you both want to work this out, which is kind of the most important essence part of this message. But you need to find a way to work together while not having to be the same, or everything to be ironed out. Some things will just have to be left in the past. Differences will have to be accepted, etc., etc. It's like you're having to bite your tongue if there's stuff that you kind of want to sort out that can't be resolved. All that kind of energy, yeah? So I hope that resonated, Kelly. So Tashar, just refer to the pinned comment for the instructions. So just, as long as you put your like number in the chat, then just hold your question until you've called. Also, just to be mindful of when I do get to you. So you're asking, when will you get a job? I don't do timeline questions. So I can look at the energy around what's coming next for you in a job, but I'm not going to be able, I don't do timelines of sort of a day example of when you'll get a job. So Kelly says, thank you very much. Hopeful. It really was very hopeful. He's very stubborn, Scorpio. Yeah. Keep us updated, Kelly. Keep us posted. I'm hoping, sending love and light with that, hoping that you can work this out. Okay, Nat. Energy around upcoming love, feeling hopeful this year. Let's see who's coming through, Nat, for love. Spirit, please tell us what's coming through for Nat Nat in love next. I'm going to take that. Oh, communication will be coming through in regards to this Ace of Swords. New communication, new information, someone reaching out again. I'm very much seeing it with this deck. The energy is good with this because it'll be a direct communication. So it could be not like being asked out on a date or making contact with someone who makes their feelings clear. And then, as we know, the Ace of Swords is just the beginning, okay? And then this can lead on to something positive. It could be an air sign. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be, or it could be prominent in their chart. But this is the very clear message again. Bursts of energy coming through, communication, it's direct, it's clear. This is someone who's coming through with a direct kind of energy, so not wishy-washy, yeah? They kind of know what they want and they're just going to ask you outright to go out on a date, or ask you outright about, not ask, well, this is how I feel, etc. I have feelings for you. So a clear answer there for you, Nat Nat. This is what it's on its way to you next. This will just be the beginning as well. Then we see what comes after this. But a nice fresh start there. Communication could be new person entirely, or if you have someone who you're in mind, if this resonates for you, that they're working up to making their feelings clear, Nat Nat. It could be that, so take what resonates. Yeah, it was nice card. Very clear messages with the Modern Witch Tarot deck. It's very direct in the answers that they give. Just gonna have a drink. So keep us updated, Nat Nat. Thanks, Janavi, for moderating in the chat. We have Eco 7 next, my love. If you want to post your question. Who do we have after Eco 7? We have Mo. Yeah, keep this posted, Nat Nat. Eco 7 and we have Mo as well. If you both want to post your questions, please. And I am going to close the list now. Maybe they're both gone. So we have last call for Eco 7, Mo be tripping, and we have well emotionally. Mo be tripping, thank you. Mo asks, what is Davis' feelings towards me? We have been dating for a while. Will he offer me commitment? Ivor says, deck reminds me of the Lenormand cards. I don't think I've come across them. Maybe I should check them out. Please recommend any tarot decks, because I'm always on the look for new tarot decks, because I like to keep the energy fresh as much as I can, you know, with new decks and each one brings obviously a different vibe and a different story. So please, for anyone here watching, recommend your favourite, or leave it in the comments. Recommend your favourite tarot decks. I've got a lot of tarot decks, but it's an obsession and I always want to have more. So, sorry Mo, back to you. Thank you for your patience. Mo asks, what is Davis' feelings? What is Davis' feelings towards me? We have been dating for a while. Will he offer me commitment? Let's have a look at Davis' feelings for Mo. Spirit, please tell us what are Davis's feelings for Mo and likely actions. Ooh, nice energy, Mo. This is great. King of Cups. Okay, so they're in a king energy, which is always very this is always very good to see when we see a king, because basically it means that they have a maturity about them, okay, Mo. So it's like they're showing up in a grounded energy, in that they mean business, okay, that they are serious about this connection. It's not, when we see a knight energy, there can be an element of immaturity, and it can sometimes signify, you know, them not really having the emotional maturity to offer you something really genuine. King of Cups as well, so this is someone who may be quite, that they play it, may downplay how much they are actually feeling as well, Mo. That there's someone who could be naturally more reserved, playing it cool really, in a way, keeping their deep feelings, which is what I'm seeing that they are going through, because the King of Cups is someone who is quite sensitive, is someone who feels things deeply in general, and they don't really share until they're really certain. They are someone who may be more reserved and may hang back, and it will take them time, okay? This is not something that can be rushed. There is like a sense of flow, and it will be revealed in time, Mo, about their sort of depth of emotion to you will unfold, and it's in a very natural way. It's a nice energy, and I feel like you can really trust it in what they are feeling, and that they have deep feelings for you that continue to grow. And if you do have any kind of concerns, I don't know if it's that maybe it might feel that they're holding out on you in some ways. It's more just from a kind of reserved place, that this is how they do things, and they'll only share when they're ready. They're not someone who would rush in. You know, if it was like a fire energy, that's obviously people who kind of rush in, you know, say it all, wear their heart on their sleeve, and then actually they might be gone quite quickly. They can come in as quickly as they leave. Sometimes fire signs, you know, promise you the world and then they're gone. But with this King of Cups, this is more, this is thought out, this is treading carefully and being, yeah. So really nice energy, Mo. I hope this resonates with you. I hope this, you know, brings you all the good feelings, because that's what it is, and it should bring you comfort and peace, and you can expect it to unfold, and they will share more about how they feel as time goes on. But they just give them the time, give them the space. They are already feeling all the good feels, but they're just not someone to wear their heart on their sleeves and share everything. hey Maya, sorry, yes, I did call for you. But like I say, if you are called and there's no answer, I do have to just move on and skip. No, Ivo, I know that you didn't mean for me to add another deck. I'm just saying that I always like to add decks because I like to keep it fresh, yeah, to keep it interesting, to see new images, new energy. I'm always on the hunt for new decks, so please do recommend them. So we have did I call for, I don't think Well Emotionally is here anymore. Naresh, if you're here, you're welcome though. Let me know if that resonated for you. Maybe Naresh isn't here. Tashar, yeah, go ahead and post your question whilst we're waiting for anyone else to answer. I'm just going to sneeze. Excuse me, that was a loud one. Tashar, go ahead and post your question. It's very cold and miserable here in the UK. It's very freezing. We've just had snow. So yeah, Naresh, Tushar, please go ahead, post your questions. I am ready to go. Thank you, Ivor. Hey, Well Emotionally, yeah, go ahead, post your question, guys. As much detail as possible. I don't do yes, no questions or timelines. So that would be a yes, no question, Tushar. But I can look at the energy surrounding that interview. This will give us insight. So Well Emotionally, just post now and I'll read for you, yeah, after Naresh. So this is, so I'll do, just so everyone knows where we're at, so I'll do Tushar, Naresh, and then Well Emotionally. So Tushar, let's have a look at the energy surrounding this interview. Oh, there we go. We've had this card a lot. This has been like the energy, the Ten of Cups, this reading. This is very positive, Tushar. This is very hopeful. Ten of Cups is how I was interpreting it before, comes kind of reiterates itself and comes through again. About fulfilling your part, Tushar. So I think that they were very happy with how you presented yourself and how you fulfilled your part in this interview. The 10 as well is about the significance of this milestone, I think. So if this would to go through, then this would be a positive thing and would bring a fulfillment on both sides. So they would receive you well, and they have done. This is how you have been received already. This card is obviously full of joy and happiness, and it's about fulfillment, and it's also about fulfill it. Just, I'm keep hearing that, just fulfilling your role, that they are very happy with how you showed up and how you presented yourself to Shah. Okay, so you can take peace in that. And obviously I don't do yes no questions, but this is indicative and does give us insight really that that this would go well for you and that you would have a positive outcome from this interview. Okay, also with it being a 10, I feel like that this could be, so it's like you've reached a certain point and then the ace would be actually the new job starting as well, if that makes sense. If you've had obviously been interviewing a lot, or if it's just kind of the end of this process of searching for a job, getting to the end of that part of the, that section, that time, that period, that kind of effort, and that coming to an end as well in obviously a happy way, because the end of that cycle is actually getting a job, and then it's the ace to Shah is you being able to begin this new job. So a very positive read on this interview, on this situation. You showed up, you performed well, and you were received well. So keep us posted, take comfort in that. I hope it resonated. So Naresh asks, so is my ex happy with her husband? What is happening in her married life? Why am I thinking of her constantly? So a few questions in there, Naresh. I can have a look at her energy. I know we've been through this about how helpful this is for you too, but I know that you have recently had contact, so this must have stirred things up for you. Let's have a look at her and her marriage. So let's have a look at if she's happy with her ex, Naresh. Sorry, is your ex happy with her husband? That's what I meant. We've seen this kind of energy before with her and this marriage, so I feel like that there is an element of struggle of her needing to fight for her place and for what she wants and for her needs. I know that in the past that we've had a tower energy where there was some disruption and some upheaval. Now the thing is though, because she's shown up as a queen, to me I feel like that she is establishing herself more in this marriage, like come out the other side of the struggles. No, not ex, I understand it's your ex and her husband. And I feel like that she's feeling stronger and that she's come through the other side of that in a more determined energy. In a way, the Queen of Swords is someone who really has like a no-nonsense energy, is someone who isn't afraid to pull any punches, and is someone who can speak with authority and with clarity. And it feels like from a hard-won place. So she has had her own struggles in that marriage for sure, is what I feel. But she's battled to kind of find her place and find her voice, and is now able to sit more in that energy, and is in a kind of more settled energy. It's almost like she's wearing a kind of wedding dress in this picture. So I do feel that she's still with it in this marriage, Naresh. Like she's still invested in it. She's still committed in it. She's still invested in working this out. but she has moved in her energy, I would think, from the things that she's been through, from maybe feeling like she had no voice, that she's been able to find her voice through what she's been through. And she's tougher for it. Maybe a sterner energy as well has come from that. You know, if we go through these battles, we do come out a little bit harsher, and pulling no punches, yeah. So this gives us insight there, Naresh, to what's going on for her within that marriage. Okay, so we have well emotionally. I'm just going to have a look at your question now. So I'm concerned about constant hacking of my devices. Oh, how terrible. And the stalking, harassment and stealing of my identity. I don't know if I'll be able to help, if this is really a question for tarot, well emotionally. What advice or energy do you see around my circumstances? How did this all even happen? I wonder if it is my fault that is continuing this stalking going on, if it is my former employee. So is this something that you've been able to reach out, you know, to the police, or you know, I don't know how helpful this would be. It's not really how I would read the tarot well emotionally with this, because this is more like you know, it really is kind of a legal issue if you are experiencing stalking and identity theft. If you want to rephrase, if you want to have a different question, by all means go ahead, but I don't think I would feel comfortable answering such a question, and I would advise you to, you know, go to authorities to reach out to, I don't know if you have already, but to the police or to people who can help you with these kind of issues. I don't know how helpful, you know, the tarot's not going to be able to, the way that I read it anyway. I think that's the best course of action, okay? If you have another question, well emotionally, please by all means post your question. Nettie P, please post your question if you are still here. I can pull the energy around it, but I really don't know how helpful it would be. Because what answer would we be looking for? Have you been to the authorities? You know, have you reported this? Let's see what Spirit says. I really, like I said, don't know how helpful Spirit can be for this. But let's see. Okay, well, the World card, it's a major arcana, which tells you obviously the intensity of this situation. So I wouldn't look at that if you're looking, if your family is responsible for why this has happened to you. That's certainly not a question that I would answer. Now, the World, though, is actually about getting some closure and the ending of a cycle and new cycles taking place. So there is opportunity for closure and for a new beginning from this with the World card. So this is the spiritual aspect of it. There's obviously all the practical steps, which, you know, this is if you need help with that, about reaching out to, you know, a service or someone that you feel like you can trust who can help bring you closure with this. But Spirit has come through with, you know, I will read the messages that come through. I will ever resist information or answers that come through from Spirit, and we have asked. And the world is about cycles closing and getting new beginnings and fresh starts. So it is a card of hope and of change here, well, emotionally. But, you know, from what everyone's saying in the chat, and obviously from what I said, you need to, in order to get this closure, and in order to get this change, you need to ensure, I mean, maybe you are, but you need to ensure that you are doing all the steps possible and reaching out for help. Well, emotionally, I would, if it's not working, if it hasn't worked up to this point, then you need to try to persist, you know, and explore every avenue. But this is a card of hope, like I say, that there is possibility here for the closure of a cycle and a new beginning and a fresh start, because undoubtedly, no, well, emotionally, I imagine you are more than ready for this to be over. Okay, so Nettie P asks, will my financial situation improve soon? Let's have a look at finances, Nettie P. Oh. Oh, wow. So yes, Nettie P. Queen of Pentacles here. So will things financially improve for you? This is a very positive omen. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who is on track, okay, with their finances. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who is very worldly wise. They are practical, very practical in their approach. So I think it's about embodying this Queen of Pentacles energy even more, or begin to embody this if you feel like you haven't. The Queen of Pentacles is just someone who is, well, they're very hardworking, but they're just very consistent. They are grounded, and it's about having that abundant mindset as well. But this is a very positive omen, with it being a queen as well. So this is like financial stability. You know, it's not an Ace of Pentacles, which is like the very start of a situation, okay? It's kind of much further down the line than that. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who is established in the workplace, or has is tapped into a good financial revenue stream. Here she is holding her money. So if you've had that lack, which it sounds like you have, Nettie, where you have not, where you've lacked that stability and security, you know, there's so much peace, isn't there, from finding this financial stability and security. And here it is, you coming into that. So whatever sources that you are searching, like, that's the way to do it. So you just have to continually show up in these places. So if it's a new job, if you're, you know, if it's a promotion, if it's accessing avenues to new revenue streams, as long as you're showing up and doing the work, then this is a promise of that the money will come, the security will come, and the peace that will that comes with that will also be there. Yeah. So this is a very hopeful, very positive card for you, Nettie, that it will improve and you are on your way to becoming the Queen of Pentacles who has these qualities. Just keep being consistent, keep showing up, don't lose faith. Find your way in the world. It's about how we interact and connect with the 3D in the real world. That's where your energy and focus needs to be. So well emotionally says that it has lessened a bit, but these individuals still persist. You have tried all things, okay, and wrote a 25-page report. So it sounds like you are doing everything that you can, well emotionally. So that World card was a card of hope. So I do hope that things improve and change for you soon with that situation. You're welcome, Nettie. So last question. Janavi asks, if I reach out to Akshay, will he consider it as I'm okay with the third party situation? Look. No is the answer, I would say. I mean, I know I don't say yes, no questions, and then sometimes the cards are so clear. I think, it goes back to that as well. We have the Ten of Cups, but we also had that Knight of Pentacles. So I think that's partly why that message came through, Janavi, that it's like this idea that you will be viewed in that way. And I think that's incorrect, really, to interpret that, yeah? That you would be okay with that, because that Nine of Pentacles, that independent person energy as well, they have a very high standard about themselves and what they would receive. With that Knight of Pentacles energy, it's someone who, it's gone now, but if you can remember back to it, it's always in all the decks, it's represented in, it's someone who has poise and has dignity and, dresses well and has a good job and has respect. So that's how they see you, and that person would not, take second best, would not compromise. So I think that's why that message came through, because I know first you said, oh, I know that he sees me a certain way. But then obviously you worrying that he would think that you will be okay with a third party situation kind of contradicts that, yeah? So I think that gives us clarity as to why that message came through. And then obviously we have this Ten of Cups situation come through, which we just have two people here. So this is like a family. Yeah, so we have two people as the couple. It's not a third party situation, it's a traditional setup. This card is all about, it's similar to the Ten of Pentacles in the sense it's about the ideal, having it all. So the home, the family, obviously it differs to everyone what having it all means, but this interprets it as the traditional setup and that family life. And so this has come through again to say that you don't need to, I think that's, you don't need to worry about that. That it feels like a non-issue really. And that they would know that you are that Nine of Pentacles and that this is what you want and this is what you mean by being together. It means this. And it would be received that way as well, yeah. So I hope that confirms to you. Don't let that doubt creep in, Janavi, okay? Hold on to that Nine of Pentacles image and this Ten of Cups now as well, which has come through twice for you. So doubling down, Spirit is doubling down on that message for you, for sure. Iva says, I was typing the same thing. No, yeah. It's only you or nothing. You need to share. Will he be okay if you share yourself with others? Janavi says, there is more depth here. In him, do you mean, Janavi? That you're seeing in him? I'm going to end the live now, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your questions. Janavi, thank you as always so much for moderating and for the list. I appreciate you all. Wishing you good rest of the day or evening wherever you are. And I will be back on Friday. But wishing you all love and light. Take care.